Hello guys. So the question for today from Pathology is a 42-year-old female presents with ptosis, diplopia and progressive muscle weakness that worsens during the end of the day. She has improvement in symptoms after administering edrophonium. The given condition is an example of which type of hypersensitivity. For this is a two-step question in which first we have to make the diagnosis and then we have to tell which type of hypersensitivity it is. So they are mostly telling us ocular symptoms, and the keyword or the catch here is progressive muscle weakness towards the end of the day, and that it improves after administering edrophonium. So this thing, the progressive muscle weakness towards the end of the day, is called fatigability, and this is a very characteristic symptom of myasthenia gravis. So what happens in fatigability is that after repeated use of a muscle, there is after repeated use of a muscle, there is further weakening of the muscle. So why this happens is we'll have to see the pathogenesis of myasthenia gravis first. So in myasthenia gravis, what happens is the receptors on the muscle are blocked by autoantibodies, and then even if after the acetylcholine is released, it can't bind to the receptors and cause muscle contraction. That is what causes muscle weakness. So what happens is if the acetylcholine concentration in the synapse increases, then it will compete with some of these antibodies and still be able to somehow bind and cause some level of muscle contraction. But uh, uh, but if uh, but in case the muscle is used repeatedly, then all the acetylcholine from the nerve terminal is used up and the concentration decreases in the synapse, and that is why it leads to further weakening of the muscle. So this was fatigability. And what is edrophonium test? It is that edrophonium is an acetylcholine esterase inhibitor. That is, it inhibits the enzyme that is breaking down acetylcholine. So it will increase acetylcholine in the synapse. So it will compete with the autoantibodies and somehow bind and cause improvement in myasthenia gravis. Okay, but in cholinergic crisis, what is happening is there's a cholinergic crisis means there's a lot of acetylcholine. So that is the problem that is causing muscle weakness here. So if we give edrophonium, it will further increase acetylcholine and it will further deteriorate the muscle weakness. So that is how we differentiate myasthenia gravis and cholinergic crisis. So we have come to the diagnosis of myasthenia gravis. Then which type of hypersensitivity it is. So there are a lot of examples of these types of hypersensitivities, but the basic concept here is that type 1 hypersensitivity is IgE mediated. That is, it includes all the allergies and anaphylactic shock. Then type 2 hypersensitivity is IgG mediated. It includes all the autoantibody mediated autoimmunity, like myasthenia gravis, like Graves' disease, in which the autoantibodies go and stimulate the thyroid. Then type 3 hypersensitivity is immune complex mediated, in which antigen and antibody complex bind and deposit in the organs and cause dysfunction. The example of it is SLE. And then type 4 hypersensitivity, which is cell mediated immunity, that is T cell mediated immunity, the example of which is tuberculosis. So let's see the answer. So because this is myasthenia gravis, and myasthenia gravis we know is mediated by autoantibodies, so the answer here is type 2 hypersensitivity. So this was the question for the day. Please like if it helped you, and we'll see you tomorrow with another question. Thank you.